All right, happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to Rainmaker Training and Coaching. I'm John Dietz. I'm super glad to be here, super excited to be on this journey with you. And today is day 5 on a 5-day journey, starting with lead generation and lead conversion. Number 2, lead follow-up. 3, using previews to build relationships. 4, creating emotional proximity. And 5, listing your way to success. So today we're going to talk about what to do once you've got the listing appointment. This is a revised presentation on my 14-point listing presentation. And let's start with confirming the appointment. It's the day of the appointment. Call ahead of time, confirm the appointment. Hey, Clarissa, John Dietz, XYZ Real Estate Company. We have an appointment today at 4 p.m. And I'm looking forward to seeing you at 4 p.m. And by the way, when we get together later today, are you going to be ready to put your home on the market? Now, if they say yes, awesome, go get it. And if they say no, cool. Looking forward to seeing you at 4 p.m. Now, when you're on the way to the appointment, get on the listing channel. In other words, mindset matters. And it's super important that you're in the right mindset in order to win the listing. Don't listen to the radio. Definitely don't listen to talk radio. Don't answer your phone. If it's not good news, if it's bad news, then you're in a funk when you're walking in that front door. That's not a good thing. Visualize a great listing appointment. Visualize you sitting at that kitchen table and handling that conversation with mastery. Visualize overcoming objections, closing for the listing, walking out the door with paperwork in your hand, keys in your hand, lockbox on the door. You got the listing. All right, you show up. You want to show up at least a few minutes early, not 10 minutes early, just a few minutes early. Your goal here is to knock on the front door at exactly the time you have the appointment. Early is not on time. Late is not on time. If your appointment is 4 p.m. is on time. Now, when you knock on the door and they answer the door, hey, Beth, John Dietz, we had an appointment for 4 p.m. and it's 4 p.m. May I come in? Script, write it down. Smile when you talk. If I were to greet Beth at the front door with, hi, Beth, my name's John Dietz. We had an appointment today at 4 p.m. and it's 4 p.m. May I come in? How do you like me so far? Not so much. Enthusiasm matters. Now, you have a Kodak moment. A Kodak moment means that you have 10 seconds to make a great first impression. First impression is how you're dressed professionally. Now, am I saying that you have to wear a suit and tie to every single appointment? No, you don't. But you need to dress professionally. Whatever you're wearing, make sure it's neat, make sure it's clean, make sure it's pressed, make sure it's perfect. You could wear jeans and a tropical shirt with nice shoes. As long as everything is perfect, you're good. But it's important that you are dressed professionally. Trust me, they're going to notice. Now, when they answer the front door, they have 3 questions they're asking themselves about you. So you're going to convey the answer to these questions. Here they are. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? And do you know what you're doing? Or can you help me? Now, how are you going to convey these things? Pay attention to the conversation. Beth, thank you again for the opportunity to be here. I'm super excited to meet with you. And I like to set my things down at the kitchen table. However, before I go any further, would you like me to take off my shoes? No, we're good? Cool. Now, I set my things at the kitchen table because that's where we're going to end up. I want to meet Beth at the table. Now, Beth, if you would, please take me on a tour of your home. I'm going to ask questions. I'm going to take lots of notes, and I'm showing them. I'm going to take lots of notes, and this is the information I'm going to use to help you sell your home. Now, I slowed it down because I wanted you to hear how I framed that conversation. I wanted you to hear the embedded commands, but in full speed, Beth, what I would love for you to do next is take me on a tour of your home. I'm going to ask some questions. I'm going to take a lot of notes because this is the information I'm going to use to help you sell your home. Now, as we're touring the home, I'm taking notes. It demonstrates I care about Beth. If I don't write anything down. How important is this appointment to me? It's not. So I care about Beth. I'm taking lots of notes and I'm enthusiastically taking notes. Now you're probably asking, John, how do you take enthusiastic notes? I'm going to tell you, talk as you're taking down notes, as in, wow, I love your family room, vaulted ceilings, hardwood floors. You've got brand new windows, don't you? When did you replace the windows? I love this room. We walk into the kitchen. Oh my gosh, absolutely beautiful, updated kitchen. I'm writing notes as I'm talking. Granite countertops, that's a question mark. Hear the upswing? Granite countertops. It's an upswing, so it's a question. If it's a downswing, it's a command, it's a statement. Granite countertops, Beth knows that's a question. She's going to go, yes, cool. When did you do this? Oh, just a year ago. All right, 2 things on that. Number 1, I love her kitchen. Number 2, I know that's going to come up when we have a pricing conversation because she just spent $50,000 updating her kitchen a year ago. What do you think's going to happen? She's going to want to recover that money when she sells her home. So I'm already prepared. I know that's coming. Not talking about it right now, but I'm filing it away because I know we're going to talk about it. All right. I'm asking questions. Beth, how old is your roof? When did you replace the hot water heater last? You have a really large home here. How many air stations are there? How many air compressors? How many AC units do you have? And when's the last time you replaced them? So I'm asking questions that a buyer would ask. If we walk out back and she's on the water and I see boats, I'm going to ask, how big of a boat can I put behind your home? Do you have direct access to the Atlantic Ocean or to the Gulf of Mexico or wherever you guys live? Or are there any fixed bridges that you need to go under? Why is this important? Because it's a huge difference when pricing the home. And it's also a huge difference when marketing the property. Because if you have limited access to the ocean or the Gulf of Mexico, you don't want to attract somebody with a 50-foot yacht. Ain't gonna work. So it's important that you know I'm demonstrating that I care. I'm demonstrating that Beth can trust me. Now, the last thing I want to talk about in touring their home is like their home. This is not the time to start tearing the house apart. This is not the time to go through and start staging the house. Oh, here's what we've got to do in this room. You need to get rid of that. You've got to get rid of that. Carpet's got to go. What the hell were you thinking? Purple walls? Whose idea was this? Is Barney living in the house? Don't be tearing their home apart. Like their home. Be enthusiastic about their home. Now, sitting at the kitchen table, I want you to write these words down. Gratitude. Expectations. Needs analysis. Prioritizing needs. Trial close. The first 5 steps to your conversation at the kitchen table are the most important 5 steps of this conversation. Number 1 is gratitude. Thank you for the opportunity to meet with you. It is a pleasure to be here, Clarissa, and discuss the possibility of the Dietz team representing you in the sale of your home. Now, I'd like to start by sharing my mission statement with you. Would that be okay? My mission is to meet your goals and exceed your expectations. Now, in order for me to know if I can meet your goals and exceed your expectations, I need to ask you a couple questions. Would that be okay? We're moving into number 2, which is expectations. Cool. Whenever I meet, well, you know what? I think I screwed up. Okay, so if I can, let me start by sharing my mission statement with you, blah, blah, blah. My mission is to meet your goals, exceed your expectations. Now, because of that mission statement, there we go. Because of that mission statement, it's just like pushing a button, guys, and I pushed the wrong button. Because of that mission statement, whenever I meet with a potential seller, one of 3 things typically happens. One of those 3 things will happen today. Either number 1, they understand the benefits that I have to offer, and they hire me, which is awesome. Or the second thing that occasionally happens is they don't hire me, and that's not so awesome. By the way, the smile, the laugh, all part of the presentation. It's scripted. And the third thing that happens once in a while is I may choose to turn down the opportunity. Now I'm pausing. I'm pausing for 5 seconds. I'm pausing for 5 seconds to give Mary Lou an opportunity to say, why would you turn down my listing? Now, if she doesn't, I'm simply going to continue with, you may be wondering why I would turn down your listing. And I think you're going to really like the offer. You see, if the answer, you see, if I feel that a seller has a goal or an expectation that I cannot meet or exceed, I would rather turn the opportunity down today than let you down 6 months from now. Does that make sense? You're going to hear, yes, of course it does. Now, transition to needs analysis. Number 3, in order for me to know if I can meet your goals and exceed your expectations, I need to ask you a couple of questions. That be okay? Cool. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being great, no, 1 being lousy. Boy, you could tell it's Monday morning. With 1 being bad and 10 being awesome, what's one thing that needs to happen in the sale of your home that would cause you to consider the experience a 10? Now listen to what they say. You're probably going to hear most common answers is quick sale and get my price. Now your response, what does a quick sale look like? I need to get a contract within 30 days. Got it. Why is that important to you? I'm moving to Atlanta. I've got a new job. That makes sense. So having your property under contract within 30 days gives you an opportunity to move to Atlanta within 60 days in order for you to start your new job. Is that correct? Yes. Okay, got it. Now, if we could accomplish a second goal, so this was a 10 plus experience, what would that be? Now, you hear price. Again, what does that look like? Simple question. And if they don't know how to answer the question, then follow up with, based on homes that have sold in your neighborhood, where do you see your home selling? 575. Okay. And what would 575 do for you? Well, that's the amount of money I need. Boy, underline that word, need, okay? Has absolutely nothing to do with what they're going to get, but pay attention because they think it does. It's the amount of money that I need in order to move to Atlanta and start that new job. Okay, fair enough. So $575,000. Yes. Am I going to stop and talk about this right now? No. I am Columbo. I am a detective. I am just asking questions, but I'm filing that away because I know when we come to price, it's going to be a conversation. Remember, they spent $50,000 on updating their kitchen. They want to get that money back, and they need $575,000. So get prepared for that. Now, I'm always going to ask if we can accomplish a third goal. What would that be? But I'm going to skip it because of time. Now, transitioning to the next conversation, which is prioritize their needs. And Eric, if we could get $575,000 for your home, however, it didn't sell in 30 days, it took a little bit longer, how would you feel about that? Another way of asking the same question. So Eric, these 2 goals that you shared with me, get your property under contract within 30 days so you can move to Atlanta. For those of you who are thinking I'm being repetitive by mentioning why this is important, I'm not. Logic makes us think, emotion makes us act. So I'm always going back to motivation when I'm talking about these goals. If we can accomplish one of these 2 goals and barely miss the other one, what's most important? Eric says price. Okay, so we got 575 or as close to 575 as possible, and it took 45 or 60 days to get your home under contract. That would be a 10. Notice the way I asked it. I am leading Eric where he needs to go, which is he's not really clear on what his goals are. Actually, getting the property under contract is more important because he's got to get to Atlanta. And I know that. I'm just helping him understand that. Now, Eric's going to respond, no, that would not be okay. I've got to have a contract within 30 days. Got it. So it sounds to me like the first goal is 30 days so that you can move to Atlanta and start your new job. And then the second goal would be get your price. You'd say, yes, cool. All right, transition. This is the last talking point for today. I want you to transition to a trial close. So, Beth, if I could show you, and I'm going to pull my notebook back up because it's sitting in front of me and I'm taking notes. We're sitting at a table. Beth's on the other side. She sees me taking notes. She sees me writing down her goals. She sees me writing down her answers. I'm paying attention. She can trust me, care about her. And Beth, if I could show you that I'm the right agent for the job. Now I slowed it down again so you could hear the embedded command, but full speed. Beth, if I could show you that I'm the right agent for the job, in order to get these goals accomplished, would you hire me today? The second embedded command in the comment. So Beth, if I could show you that I'm the right agent for the job, in order to accomplish these goals, would you hire me today? Beth says yes. Cool, let's get started. Beth says no. Cool, let's get started. Now, the next part of the conversation is what you're going to do to satisfy their needs, which is your marketing plan and what you're going to do to service the listing. The next step is pricing conversation, which is the right strategy in order to get the property under contract within 30 days and to get as close to the asking price as the seller wants to get. The next step is close. Are you ready to get started? A close is nothing more than natural conclusion to an effective presentation. You don't need a fancy close. If they say yes, cool, start filling out the paperwork. If they give you any version of no, respond with, so on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being you don't like a thing I said, and 10 being I'm the right agent for the job. Where are we? You're a 9. What would it take for me to be a 10 today? Whatever that answer is, that's your objection. Overcome it and then close. So are you ready to get started? All right, that's a wrap, guys. I am going to hit stop record. Find it first.